Hello and welcome back to BannerKings, and well, we're in a situation. Oh yes, it's a pretty big one, as you can see right here. This guy, for some reason, has an insane amount of troops, and we're fighting him on the ocean waves. Not a big fan of this, I gotta say, but we're gonna try it nevertheless. Maybe we're actually gonna be able to achieve victory here. If we don't, and if it looks like this is gonna go badly, then I'm gonna have to retreat. But I'm very much hoping that it won't come to that. I actually thought we were going to fight on ships, but apparently we're not. So we are basically just going to fight on a standard land battlefield, which is quite funny. But yeah, anyway, this is an outnumbered battle. They're going to have our number if we are not careful. And one thing I got to do is I have to focus down these privateers as soon as possible. I literally just have to kill them. That is my main priority, pretty much across the board. I cannot allow them to run around and bombard our forces with AoE explosions. And that's the thing that we need to prevent. So if I could do that, we should be okay. But obviously that is a very much, you know, big if I can do that, you know. But it feels to me like maybe they don't even have that many of them so far. I mean, you could see here that we actually did quite a lot of damage already to their cavalry, and I think maybe they're just running around with a handful of these guys. If we're lucky, that is definitely going to be the case. And or if we're lucky, maybe they won't even bother to use their explosives against the majority of our forces. They may in fact be just kind of wasting them, you know. They might waste them on singular units, and if they do that, we are going to be forever very, very pleased. Let's just say that. And there you go. All right, that's it. I'm gonna call victory right now. I am literally gonna call victory right now. Even though we've only killed 55 of them, I think this is actually it. I don't think the enemy has anything more to offer us in the way of a challenge here. But this is going to be basically the biggest fight that we can win to be able to actually take some of their stuff. Because I've basically just been standing. You know how we were being chased at the end of the previous episode. We were being chased by this massive army of over 1,000. And I basically decided that I was just going to bait them. Right, I was just going to bait them. I was just going to try to get them to, you know, get their cohesion lower, and basically just to have that be a thing, right? And so I did that. I did that for about 2 weeks, maybe a week, maybe I don't know. I don't know how long has passed, but I did that for quite some time. And then I decided, you know what, I'm bored of this. I'm going to move on, and I'm going to see what happens. I thought of calling an army, and that seemed to be my next best option. But then I thought, you know what, okay, I'm going to go and I'm going to call an army, but I'm going to make sure that I go over to a location that people have a much easier time of getting to. So I thought, okay, I'll go over to a town that's pretty accessible for our forces, right? And so I was going there, and I thought, okay, I'll cut through the enemy's territory, right? And that's the reason why I'm on the ocean waves here. So I basically went through their territory, or tried to go through their territory, and that is when I got assaulted by these guys right here. And that's the reason why we're actually fighting them right now, because otherwise, if it were up to me, I wouldn't have actually gone in to this particular battle. There is no point for me to go into this battle right now. But they decided that they wanted to fight us, and that's it. That's what they did. They literally decided that they wanted to fight us, and this is what it has resulted in. So the funny thing is, this is indeed the biggest army. This is the main guy in the 1,000-strong army, as far as I'm aware, and he has basically just thrown away an amazing opportunity. And you can see here, look, I mean, we haven't even eliminated as many as we potentially could, but I'm just going to speed things up right here, and we'll see what happens. But it feels to me like the Zhoroya are not actually that strong. I'm not sure what's going on and why they were so powerful beforehand. But you can see exactly what's happening here. We are having insane amounts of ratio. What's going on? Look at this. We have lost a grand total of about 30 to 40 troops, which is insane if you think about it. Look at this. 97 renown, 124 influence. And remember, these guys wanted to attack us right now. I did not. I wanted to leave, but they wanted to come in here and actually try to do some damage to us. And this is what has transpired. It is very strange, but there you go. That is what they wanted, and that's what they got. So now let's take a look, because here's the funny thing. The reason why I was actually trying to keep the other people, the 1,000-strong army, the reason why I was trying to keep them busy is because I saw that one of our vassals actually had an army of over 1,000 as well. And I thought, oh, they're going to go down. You know, they're going to go down there and actually try to... Because they were up in the north somewhere. And I thought that they were gathering their forces. I thought, oh yeah, they're going to go over to the Zhoroya and they're maybe going to come in the back door. You know, maybe they're going to sneak in and see what they can do. Maybe do a sneaky little siege here or there. Because basically, I was down here, right? I was down here. The Zhoroya army was in the ocean a little bit over here. They were kind of not really sure what to do. They were going back and forth. I was baiting them and so on and so forth. And the allied vassal was around here. And I thought, oh, this is great. He's going to decide to go from Zionica over to Zahara Jerohiria and maybe try to besiege it. That was my thought process surrounding the whole thing. So I thought, okay, I'll act as a distraction. I'll act as the guy that, you know, lowers the enemy's cohesion just by being a nuisance. And that was pretty much it. That's how far my thought process went. Unfortunately for me, our allies decided that they would just basically give up. And they disbanded the army, and now we're here. And so what I'm going to do is once we get onto the little shoreline here, I am actually going to be going over to the nearby town, and we're just going to sell some stuff. Fine. Let's do that. You know, it kind of makes me, yeah, I don't know. I feel like I should, I mean, I've got so much relation with all these guys, right? I have so much relation with a lot of the major clans. But that's pretty much it. I would like to get something more for voting. I don't know. Obviously, we have to spend influence to vote, so we're not going to get influence for it. And renown, well, that's obviously not really going to work either. Well, not entirely sure what to really say about that. But anyway, we're just going to sell all of this. 18,000, actually, a pretty significant amount, actually, surprisingly enough. And we have 87 beer here. And otherwise, I'm just going to go into the trade screen, just sell a couple of things. In the meantime, look, oh wow, look at this, look at this town. It literally has 1,861,000 in the marketplace here. That is just incredible. Absolutely amazing. All right, so let me actually see here. We can get rid of a lot of these things. Whoa, we have a lot of these. What's actually going on? Why do I have so many? So much horse armor. What's actually going on with that? I have no idea. All right, so yeah, otherwise what we can do is we could just sort by the amount of things that we have here. I'm thinking that maybe, is there something else that we really need to get? That's the question. I have alcohol. Do I need anything else? I mean, do we need wood actually? Do we actually need wood? No, well, kind of. But I can't really do anything about that just yet. So we're going to get 147,000 for what we've done here. And now I'm basically just going to be free to do whatever we want to do. And in my case, I'm going to... Oh, no. he is actually still active. Okay, that's really strange. Where is he? Do you see him somewhere? Because I don't see him. Where is he? That is so strange, because usually armies will appear on the map, right? Usually they're going to appear on the map so that you could follow their progress and you could see where they are, and maybe you can go and help them and so on and so forth. Okay, so I'm actually going to see where this guy actually is. Because we need to make sure. Oh, wow. Why are there so many people called this? Is it this guy? Yeah, I think it might be this guy. Okay, so he's last seen near Zestea, which is... Apparently, it is just over here. This is very strange. As I say... Oh, there we go. There's his army. Okay, there is his army. This is super weird. I don't actually understand why the army is not being shown on the world map. It should be shown on the world map. You know, all intents and purposes, that is usually what happens. But in this case, apparently it's not. So we're going to have a little bit of an issue actually following the progress of these guys. But... well, who am I to say, right? Who am I to say? Okay, so we actually do have an insane advantage against the Giroya right now. And what I'm actually hoping on doing, yes, this is exact... Oh, wait a minute. Look at this. I can actually ask him in his own language. Wow, yeah, that's pretty cool. I like that. I mean, technically it's not his own language, but it is our language. And we're speaking to him in our native tongue, because of course that is indeed what we started as. So now let me just see here. Is this guy... no, he's a vassal. Right, he's a vassal. Okay, well, let's do it. Why not? This is basically a one-for-one situation. He's very, very likely to... I mean, I don't know. He hasn't got anything too amazing. So I don't think we need to worry about this too much. Nadea is absolutely fantastic, by the way. We're going to be making her our horse archer commander, I suppose. And, oh yeah, by the way, don't worry. I know that we can create a party with Nadea, and then she can join our army, and we can make our army even larger, and so on and so forth. Yes, I understand that. I know that. Thank you very much. However, the main reason why I didn't really want to do that is because I kind of want to keep her with us until we have had our first child, and until the next child is on the way. Because as I said, I think that having at least 2 heirs would probably be relatively decent for us. It's going to make it so that we don't have to be super worried about a bunch of them just getting killed instantly, or, you know, let's just say that Barney dies and then shortly after that Nadea dies as well. I couldn't imagine what would happen then, because they're still going to be babies at that point, I think. The 2 children. So I don't know what would happen then, but the fact is I just want a little bit of extra security. And so making her a party leader is a bit too risky for my liking. I mean, maybe that's just me. It's probably just a little bit of paranoia, you know, in general. But yeah, that's my thought process on it at the moment. Anyway, very surprising actually that these guys are not doing anything to me right now. I'm basically just running through them with reckless abandon, not attacking. I'm not being attacked actually at all. And this is very strange. I am very perplexed. Yeah, this is super, super weird. I've actually just come to the realization that this particular enemy army only has ranged troops. Is that actually the case? I think it is, because as you can no doubt tell, look at what we've got going on here. We've basically only got crossbowmen that we're fighting, which is hilarious. I am I'm speechless, actually. I don't actually know what is going through their minds. Because, yeah, sure, okay, fine. You know, maybe your crossbowmen are absolutely fantastic. Maybe they're really, really good. But then that does not explain their initial behavior. You saw their behavior when we first came into the fight. They literally just moved their forces as close as possible to our own people, and then decided that they were just going to stand there and get themselves absolutely massacred. This is a very strange new Joroya that we have seen here, because last time we were at war against them, they were unstoppable. They were extremely difficult for our forces and myself to deal with. But in this case, we are seeing things very, very differently now. I'm actually going to tell every single person to charge in. We're going to go off auto-delegate for once, because this fight is such a stomp. There is no reason for me to be cautious. I can just tell my forces to charge straight in, and they are going to take care of business. Very weird. I don't know. As I say, I have no idea what they decided to do here, but there it is. That is indeed a victory. Look at that. 68 renown, 97 influence, and all for a fight that we basically lost no troops on at all. I mean, you saw exactly what they did. They moved their crossbowmen, which all intents and purposes, you do not ever want to move crossbowmen. You want to get them on a really steep hill, and you just want to park them there for as long as they have bolts. And that's pretty much it. But these guys were moving consistently towards us, and they basically just signed their own death warrants as a result of that. And I feel like that is so strange. I am weirded out to the max from that. Anyway, let's take a look and actually see whether they dropped some of those wonderful, wonderful explosive bombs for us. No, it doesn't seem like they did. That's kind of unfortunate. Alright, so one thing that I do kind of want to do, let me actually just see here. Yeah, so they're going to go and take the castle, and I'm thinking that I wouldn't mind taking the town. As you see here, they basically, I mean, if their garrisons are as easy as their armies, I should have very little, basically very little problem at all with dealing with this. So I am actually going to go into the siege. This is maybe a mistake. Actually, you know what? First of all, wait. Let's not go into the siege just yet. One thing I want to do, let's just see if there's anyone available to join. We've got one person. Maybe two people. Maybe Achios can join us. That's he's 3 days away though. That's actually insane. Yeah, okay, we'll just get these guys. Okay, we'll just get those guys. We've got 805, which is pretty decent, I guess. And then we're just going to besiege it, and we'll see what happens. Because obviously, as you see, the enemy has so many troops, but they only have, well, basically militia and then a handful of others, and that's pretty much it. So I'm kind of hoping that that is going to be not enough to sort of like deal with what we have available here. Wait a minute. Are we actually fighting? Are we fighting against the Karakurgits? No. No, this guy... Oh, no, it's a mercenary. Okay, never mind. Alright, wait a minute. Am I actually seeing this correctly? Where is the... Ah. There's the... Okay, that's strange. Okay, yeah. I didn't see the construction point, shall we say. But yeah, now we do. Okay, so I can only hope, let's cross our fingers and hope that our forces are actually going to be somewhat useful and they're going to take the castle. Because as I said before, you can deal with these guys one of two ways. You can either leave them alone for the entirety of the game, or you can just immediately, aggressively savage their lands and take everything that they're worth. And that's pretty much it. That's what you can do. But obviously, that's a little bit, maybe a little bit different, you know, a little bit difficult. I don't know, a little bit difficult. Very much depends. It depends on a number of factors here, especially considering, as I said before, they were very scary when they had a lot of, you know, large armies running around, and they were, well, basically destroying every single one of ours with impunity. They were super easy, you know, for their forces, for their forces to defeat us. I still don't understand what is even going on there, but well, let's see what happens, I guess. We do have another vote coming in here. This guy doesn't really, well, I mean, he's at 94, so we'll just do this. He actually overwrote that. That is quite funny. Castle upgrade costs. Okay, funny thing about castle upgrade costs, there's no downside to that particular upgrade, so I'm not entirely sure why that guy would vote against it, but he's a bit strange, I suppose. So we do have a little bit of something going on here. As you can see, this army over here, maybe, did they actually defeat the army? Did they defeat our army over there? Because the funny thing is that our allied army easily would have been able to take this. I mean, you can see here that they only have 441 defenders. Probably don't have anything too amazing. And now we have this guy who is currently wanting to attack. Funnily enough, though, this guy right here with 0 troops, he is literally out of food. I feel like he's out of food because usually that's what happens when you're out of food. You know, all of your forces just, you know, get knocked unconscious because they don't have any food, obviously. And I find it kind of strange that he's actually doing that because he's just kind of standing there with 0 troops ready for battle. Bit weird, bit weird. Anyway, let's just get that catapult destroyed, and then we are gonna go straight on in. Someone actually did mention as well in the previous episode when we went into the siege and I got eliminated for 64 damage or whatever it was, that actually could have been the trebuchet. Our own trebuchet, that is. Because apparently they do form little shards when they land or something like that, and apparently that might have been the case. And I actually think, yeah, that makes a whole bunch of sense, because otherwise I don't even know how they were able to deal so much damage. But yeah, anyway, let's see if we can actually do this. Oh, that was a trebuchet. Yeah, that was definitely a trebuchet. Wow, that did so much damage to me. That literally did, like, what, 500 damage, 600 damage or something like that. Okay, yeah. Well, that was funny. That was hilarious. The defender army has killed... wait. The defender army has killed 170? How does that compute? Oh, it's because they've killed their own people. They've killed some of their own people. That's hilarious. Okay, so wait a minute. Are they actually killing... Wait. Do they have any? No, they don't have any siege. So how did they do that? Oh, that's weird. That's really strange. Okay, let's actually see what happens here, because we technically should be victorious, but I can't tell now. I just have to continuously look at our casualties rather than the kills of the opponent. Because you could see here that we are slightly behind to a certain degree. This is not looking good, I gotta say. This is not looking good. As you can see from the right side of the screen, we are taking significant amounts more casualties than we know what to do with. We're gonna have to retreat. This is so bad as well, because now we have this guy, and he's gonna be able to attack us really, really easily here, as you can see right there. Yep, they were just waiting. You see, they were just waiting for us to come back out, because they knew exactly what was going to happen. We're going to try to get away. 99 soldiers will... Oh, wow. Yeah, this is pretty harsh. There's nothing else I can do, though. There is something... I will consider this when taking further action. Okay, yeah, thank you. I mean, there's not much I can do about it now, sir. I'm sorry to say. There is literally nothing I can do about it right now. But yeah, these guys are going to be faster than I am on the ocean waves because they are, of course, Joroya. I can only hope that I am going to get back up to around 20% HP so that I can actually enter the battle, because I think I can actually win this if only I can go into the battle. I won't be able to win this with an auto-resolve, I don't think. So we're going to have to get rid of a bunch of troops again, and once more, the autosave comes in at the worst possible moment. Alright, so we managed to make it away from them, and, well, at what cost, really? At what cost? Because now we have insane amounts of casualties, basically, and, well, as I say, what was I supposed to do otherwise? Because I cannot go into the auto-resolve. That would most likely, it is not, you know, assured or anything like that, but I personally think that we were going to suffer pretty hefty defeat. I think that would have been a pretty big defeat. Aha! We have some fire pots. Let's actually use some of those. There we go. That sounds like a good idea, doesn't it? Alright, so let's try using some fire pots. How many of these do we actually have? 5. Okay, good to know. Okay, so yeah, we are indeed going to be doing that, and I am going to absolutely take revenge upon the Joroya at this point, because they have absolutely embarrassed me, you know, as you might expect, they have. You could see that very clearly. A lot of our people have also lost massive amounts of troops, and the funny thing is, you know the reason why we lost so many troops on the way out? Because they have so many of these really small mercenary parties that have like 10 troops in their armies, and it's just so useless for them to have 10 troops. But they basically just... They're just there to add insult to injury, because obviously they're the ones that are going to be able to catch up to us in a situation like that. But before that, yeah, well, couldn't really do much, could we? Alright, so this is where we're actually going to be taking revenge against the army that chased us off here. And we are also going to be assisting Katamenos as well. And why not? You know, this is a 2-for-1 special. And, well, basically what I did was I just went to all of these villages, recruited a huge amount of people from them. Obviously, basically, they're not going to be super amazing units. But I did get a huge amount of mercenaries. I think I got like 80 of these guys, right? The Thori guys, I don't even know how to say that, but... yeah, basically those guys, and that was just to basically just help us with a little bit of mobility on the battlefield, have us just get a little bit more, you know, maneuvering on the world map as well. Okay, so otherwise, fire pots, let's use them. What? Are you serious right now? This is what they do? Are you... Okay. I should probably get some more of those. That is... okay. Yes, I will definitely get some more of those. If I see them in a marketplace somewhere, I will just buy another 5 of those. That is actually crazy. You know what I should actually do? I should probably kit out every single one of my companions with those things. But the problem with AI having them is they're probably going to use them improperly. You know, they're going to use them by just throwing them randomly at one person. That tends to be my fate quite a lot of the time. If I do give the AI something like that, they do tend to squander it a little bit too much. But it is available, you know, it is available. Maybe it would be cool. I mean, that's a funny thing. That's the reason why I personally feel like Bannerlord should have a co-op campaign. You know, just imagine playing this game with, I don't know, 4 people. You don't have to make it too large, right? I'm not talking about an MMO RPG or anything like that, even though there is a mod that actually allows you to do that, technically. But the fact is, it would be very cool if you could do co-op campaign, actually having your friends join battles with you, and you could create your own faction together and all that wonderful stuff, and you could literally just be running around using these fire pots. Can you imagine? Can you imagine how insane that would actually be? Yeah, anyway, that is indeed a victory for us, and there's no question that this is indeed a victory, and I don't even understand how I didn't use these fire pots before. I should have known, you know. I should have known that they were going to be this powerful, but I was just being careful, you know? I was just being careful. I'm going to tell everyone to charge in now as well, by the way. Going to be super aggressive at the end here. Basically just going to get my forces just to go straight on in and clear up the rest of the opponent. And that's it. There we go. Done. And we can now make our way out of here. So obviously the experience is going to be great for our forces. We're going to be able to level them up really, really nicely. And we can actually take these guys prisoner. I'm basically just taking every single person prisoner that I can get my hands on as well, because I want to try and reduce their overall combat efficiency. Now, one thing I want to do is I want to just check. Okay. The thing is, basically, if we are fighting these guys, it's most likely that they're maybe, you know, gonna drop some of the fire pots themselves, you know, for me to use. And that's kind of what I was hoping for there. Desporion, as you can see, he has 816 troops. I've just dealt with one of the largest armies that we've seen so far. So hopefully he's not going to be in a situation where he's going to get defeated super quickly. But you know how I don't know why, but for some reason the Giroya are just so good at dealing with any of our people, and they do seem to get themselves eliminated really, really fast. So it's kind of strange. Anyway, let's get this yep. We've got another couple of things here. I actually don't know what to get rid of. I think the shield. I think the shield. Even though the shield is absolutely fantastic, I can't do without a one-handed weapon, just in case. And I do need a spear, of course. I do need a spear. So, yeah, that's basically what we're going to be going for here. And, yeah, we can also do this as well. We can actually recruit some of these guys. That's actually what I've been attempting to do this entire time, basically just recruiting some of the Giroya units while we have the ability to do so, while they're in our prisoner's hold and everything. I think that seems pretty cool. Anyway, that is actually going to be it for this episode. I am very much looking forward to using some more of these fire pots in future battles. And the funny thing is about these things, we literally would be able to go in there, use these fire pots, and then just retreat and then go back in if we wanted to. If we wanted to be super cheap about it, we could technically do that if we wanted to. Otherwise, yeah, as I say, that's it. I thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time.